Hello there, welcome back. If you have already seen my other video, I literally just made that video and now I decided to talk about 42 Alpha AIT for Fort Jackson. Now everybody's gonna have a different experience, right? It's what your mindset brings to the table. It's what you take away from the table. But all right, I'll get started. So I got there October 29th, 2021. That was a very long morning. After graduation, I did not sleep at all from basic. I just stayed up and slept outside with all our bags and everything. It was pretty cold. Then we moved all our bags over to the water park. We waited for the buses to pick us up. Everybody who was going over to the company for 40 being 240. Oh my gosh, being 42 alphas. Jeez, how did I even get my GED? Anyways, so once we got to the water park parking lot, we waited. I felt so long. You know that feeling of going to basic. You didn't know what you're gonna expect. Same exact feeling as going to AIT. You did not know what you were expecting. A lot of people thought, it was going to be a crazy experience. Like, you get to do whatever you want. It's not really the case. I'll get into that later. But and it started raining when we were at the parking lot. And then right when it started raining, they pulled up in the 1 tons. We loaded our one duffel bag and our rucksack onto the 1 ton, but we held on to one duffel bag and brought it onto the bus with us. At that point, one person didn't load the bus correctly, so everybody had to get off the bus, reline up outside the bus, and go back in, fill it from the back, every single seat, all the way to the front. Our senior drill sergeant for Charlie Company picked us up with the bus, and then we were transported there, went to the back of the company, unloaded all of our gear. I think that's what we did. Unloaded all our gear. I forgot exactly how that whole process worked, but essentially we did our bag check. There was one representative from every room that the drill sergeant picks out to give a hard key. They are in the process of doing key cards, so whoever's going to AIT now will probably have a key card. Everybody, there will be 3, and when you have a hard key, there's only 1. So you gotta plan accordingly. Make sure you get to your room at the same time, so it's not locked when you get there and you have to wait on somebody. So after they set that up, after you check your bag, they check your bags, make sure you have everything, and make sure you don't have anything that's not contraband or whatever. You take your bags upstairs. You have 1 personal bag and 1 duffel bag you keep. You put your personal bag and your phones or laptops away, or anything electronics away in the whatever room. This is what happened to us, at least. For us, we didn't have it that first weekend. We didn't have any phones or laptops or anything like that. It was fine. It's coming to a new environment. We don't need that many people messing around and not listening just because they have their phones and they're sidetracked with that kind of technology. So after all that stuff, which there's in processing a lot of paperwork, we fill out a lot of, we have a manila folder with counselings, blackface counseling, all this. I don't remember all the stuff in there. Obviously now it's kind of worthless. Like, I don't even have that stuff anymore, but it got me through AIT. So what I needed to do. So you do the whole process. You go to the your first 2 meals are MREs, and then you go to the DFAC at least. That's how we did it. Now, DFAC experience in AIT, there's only 1 DFAC you'll go to as a 42 Alpha. In the companies, there's not an Alpha. There's Bravo, Charlie, Delta, and Echo company. I'm pretty sure Echo might be finance. I could be wrong. Echo's finance and Fox 5 if you're postal. So if you have Fox 5 in your contract, you're gonna go over to Echo company and work with them. I think that's how it works. I'm not Fox 5, so. But all our Fox 5 students went over to Echo. Now, like I said, I was Charlie Company. This is all 369th Adjutant General Battalion, by the way. That's the only one in Fort Jackson. It's literally the only place to study 42 Alpha. Also, the bulldogs bark at you. They bark at you. Bark. I understand, like, doing what you're told and having integrity. But if I was told to bark at somebody just because we're a bulldog, I ain't goddamn barking. We did have a few people who barked back, but we were the Cougars. We were Charlie Cougars. Last I recall, Cougars don't bark. We shouldn't even be making these sounds. Come on. Crazy. Anyways, where was I? I don't remember. Anyways, DFAC. Let's get to the DFAC. First time at the DFAC. It was weird. It was such a weird experience. First up, in the DFAC formation, or Chow formation, as Basic would have put it, you're in columns of 8, ranks of 8, columns of 8. The ranks, the ranks can go as far back as you needed. And so there's a door holder who comes out of the DFAC, holds it open, and says, send it. And once they say send it, they the squad leaders, the 8 squad leaders that are guiding you, I guess, not guiding you, but they're opposite of the formation, looking at you. They'll say first ranks up, like they'll yell it, of course. And then we come out of parade arrest, go to attention, and say Cougars. We yell Cougars. And then there's one person that is designated in every column to say forward, march, left flank, march, or right flank, march, depending if you have early chow or late chow. I'll talk about that real quick. Early chow is... So early chow, you have chow at... It's right after PT. It's every day. It's all day, I mean, that it's early, but for PT... So right after PT, you go to the DFAC in your PT uniform, in your PT clothes. You wait in formation in your PTs, you go through the DFAC in your PTs. You go form up after the DFAC. Sometimes they let you battle buddy back to the company to change and start doing it hygiene. Well, that's not until you're in gold phase and you're about to graduate, usually. And then right after that, so you form up and then you go back to the company about 8. You have 45 minutes to change into OCPs and conduct hygiene if you have time. And then you line up or form up for school. Now, this is obviously after in-processing is finished, because school doesn't realistically start for about a week after you get to... Same thing with PT. PT and school does not start for about a week after you initially get to AIT. Anyways, late chow, let's say you get done with PT at 7. You march back to the company. You go inside the company, and you have until 7:35 is when our time was. 7:35 was when we had to be back downstairs ready to line up to go to the DFAC, and then right after the DFAC we formed up, and then we went to school. Early chow is much better. You get like 10, 15, 20 more minutes to change, and then you also get to eat sooner. And early chow too, for dinner, you get out of the DFAC early, you get to form up early and go back to the barracks early, hence, or meaning, weird sound, meaning you get to do personal time sooner. Early chow, just much better deal. You eat sooner, have more time. Simple. Late chow sucks, and it changes every month. So for 1 month, you'll be early chow, and 1 month, you'll be late chow. Luckily, I went through block leave for 3 weeks of my late chow, so I only had to do 1 week of late chow. I got lucky. or whole company, or our platoon. So, I think it's raining. Sorry, I'm at JBLM, Seattle, so it's gonna rain. So like, let's do this stuff in processing. Get back to that. You do a lot of briefs. You wake up early. You don't wake up early. You on a Saturday, instead of sleeping in, whatever, you wake up early, I guess. Yeah, you wake up early to do a financial brief. It's an 8-hour long financial brief, so you'll be gone all day. You have an hour. Every hour you have a break, and then you go to the chow, of course. But it lasts from before breakfast chow, I'm pretty sure, to right at dinner chow is when it ends. It's a waste of a Saturday, but you'll learn some good things. Some people come into the military and immediately buy Camaros, Chargers, and Challengers, and they're only V6s. Why would you do that? Anyways, people. So you do all these sorts of briefs. It's not just fine. There's a Ranger brief. They come and talk to you about volunteer for Ranger or Airborne. They come in to talk about sexual harassment and reporting, and then equal opportunity, aka EO or SHARP, and then there's some for schooling, how to use benefits, and then every not branch, I can't think of the word. National Guard, Reserve, and Active all have separate briefs too that you do with liaisons. There is not actually a active duty liaison. The liaison is your drill sergeants and your instructors from school. Let's see. So after all these briefs, and you have a brief with the athletic trainer, and the day after you do that is when PT starts. So whenever you talk to the athletic trainer, the day after that is when PT starts. PT, Charlie Company has pretty easy PT, but Bulldogs, the Bravo Bulldogs, Delta Dragons, and Echo are all pretty crazy. It was more than basic. You run a lot more than basic. And you used to do some crazy shit. It helped. I got a better ACIT score in AIT than I did in basic, so it helps. But so you start doing all this stuff. You go to school for 42 alphas, for at least my instructors or our instructors for Charlie Company. We did at least one test a week. Most of the time it was 2 or 3 tests. And they're pretty simple. I can't tell you what they're about really, and I'm pretty sure the lessons plan changed after our platoon graduated. I'm pretty sure the whole lesson plan changed, so I can't really say if it's the same or not. But it was easy. It's literally open book. It's regulations. Don't think too much about it. Do not. If you start thinking about it, you're gonna come up with some stupid scenarios in your head, and you're gonna mess it up. I didn't get up full 100%. For the first 3 tests, I got 100%, and then it started going down from there. It was like 98, and then 96, and then my last one was a 95. Yeah. But they're not hard. There's a lot of people who got hundreds through the whole thing and got distinguished honor graduates and got medals for it. The time I went through, we had like 3 40 weekends, and I had block leave for Christmas, and we were technically expedited. We were supposed to be, we got done with all of our tests in our CTE before block leave, which was only like 6 weeks, when in reality it's supposed to be like 8 weeks until you do your CTE. But I had to come back after block leave just to graduate. We came back for literally a week just to get graduate, so whatever. Another thing is, you do battle drills every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday morning. Battle drills for about an hour and a half after dinner chow. You line up, you get gear, whatever, your flick, gas mask, CBRN, and you do drills with your. And sometimes they give you your M4. You don't get issued an M4. You just go grab it out of the arms room. At least that's how we did it. Like I said, it can't be 100% the same for when you guys go through, or whatever. They're not hard. For us, it was expedited. We were expedited. We didn't have that much time at all to do anything. The one thing that sucked was the morning we did land navigation. It was very, very cold outside, and we were set up, ready for about an hour and a half, 2 hours before we did anything. So we just sat there in the cold, and it was still pretty dark. Then we did land nav, and right after land nav, we did grenade. It's just grenade bodies. We just threw grenades and did our little fake buddy team live fires. There's no blanks or anything. You just go bang, 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 you know. So yeah, battle drills, tests. If you fail a test, you have to go back and retake it. If you fail it again that time, you have to be recycled to either a different platoon in your company or a whole new company that is 2 weeks or 3 weeks behind you. There are a few people who got recycled. You shouldn't have to be recycled. You do not get recycled for your ACFT. It is not for record. They will tell you you're going to be recycled, but it's not for record. It's just to see how PT is helping you. You do it once while you're in AIT, twice if you fail the first one, but you can fail both of them and you'll be fine. It's not going to show up in your record as far as I know, and you will not be recycled. You do company runs. Sometimes I think almost every couple weeks there's a battalion run. Everybody's pretty cool. All the I'll talk about the drill sergeants real quick. In Charlie Company, I love them. They're great, amazing. I can't say about the other companies though, but in Charlie Company, they're amazing. I don't know if I can name them off particularly, but I was in 3rd Platoon, Charlie Company, and during the last weeks of 2021 and the first weeks of 2022, those drill sergeants that were my drill sergeants, amazing. Have zero bad things about to say about them. Love them. It was a great experience. It honestly, like, this goes for basic too. Basic and AIT, probably the funniest experience in my life. The funniest, not funnest, funniest. I guess the last thing to really say is barracks life. The barracks in AIT. There's 3 people per room, and this goes for basically every AIT to exist, I'm pretty sure, in 2021/2022. There's 3 beds, 1 bunk bed, and 1 single bed. There's 3 desks. There is internet in the rooms, and there is a latrine inside the bathroom. It's not shared with other bedrooms or rooms. One's fine. It just depends on how your roommates are. Like I said earlier about keys, 1 person has a key, or 3 people have key cards, like hotels. And you get pass every weekend. You do have to go to breakfast and lunch chow. You do not have to go to dinner chow unless you don't have pass. Like, your pass can be taken away if you got counseled for doing something dumb, something you're not supposed to be doing. Of course, a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people lack integrity and don't do what they need to do, and they can get counseling or counselings, but they'll still not doing it. They'll still not do the right thing, and then they get sent off to the real army, and then it's gonna catch up to them. Sucks to suck, but everybody try to help everybody out. We try to do our part. Try to do your part. Don't be one of those guys who don't listen. Yes, you don't have to listen. You'll still get through, but it's not what it's about. Like, if you're active duty, that shit's gonna catch up to you real quick. if you're active duty, that shit is gonna catch up to you real quick. Do not play around with the real army if you're active. Don't play around with the real army regardless. But in active duty, obviously, it's gonna catch up to you. There's no doubt about it. It'll catch up to you. But that's about as much as I have to say. I absolutely loved my experience. If you didn't see my older video, you should watch it. I am currently at Joint Base Lewis McChord. I'm here for my, this is my gaining installation. This is my, the unit I'm going to is actually the 1st Special Forces Group. I'll be their human resources guy, I guess, or how that works. This is my first day of in-processing, which I haven't even started. It's a 4-day weekend. So, but I'll update you guys about the in-processing at JL Joint Base Lewis McChord. Once I start on Tuesday, it's about a 3-day process. So, I'll definitely make more videos. I hope some people at least watch my stuff to get an idea of how everything works. Let me know if you guys want to hear about basic training in Fort Jackson from the company I went to is 360th, or battalion I went to is 360th, Delta Company. But I hope to hear from some people, get some feedback about what I should do. I retained a lot of memory of what I didn't, but I also didn't because I could care less. I'm that kind of person. I don't really think emotionally. I do have a good memory though, so just let me know. Thank you.